filling up nicely.
We have the team coming now. It's what's her name? What's her name? She's years older now.
Sinead.
What's that? Yeah, Stephen is, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, Stephen already has it actually.
Does it have it, yeah?
I might just tell him for your
Is David not playing, is he? David isn't playing, is he?
No one's been to.
Who's in? Patrick, is it? Let me change it to the programme basically.
No, Ryan Duffy is it. Paddy's already number 2, like, so I'm not going to move him over.
Oh yeah, yeah. Paddy,
He should have him too, it's just all he needs is the subs and that's it. So Aidan Hopkins is now number 3. Charlie Drake is not named, he's now with number 9.
How are you?
David Sloan is not named, he's named
This game to the head of the year.
Oh, there he is.
Not exactly she is on.
who's in for Tommy?
2, 3, 4.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome everybody here to the three-law catering sponsored senior football championship round one of the group. Special welcome to our neighbours Aghamore here, and I'm sure they're coming with bags of confidence after there was only win the league last Sunday. The Charlestown team shows a number of changes on the programme, so I'll just go quickly through them now, number by number. In goals is Kenneth Brennan. Right cornerback is number 2, Ashton Welsh. There's a change in number 3, Damien Moore has been replaced by number 21, Ryan Duffy. In the McLaughlin is number 4. Moving on to the half-back line, Jared McLaughlin is number 5, Kevin Jenkins is centre half-back number 6, and Ryan Murphy is number 7. In the middle of the field, Gerald McLaughlin is number 8, and there's a change, number 23, Patrick Lenihan replaces Thomas Parsons. In the half-forward line, David Caffrey is number 10, Gerard White is number 11, and Joe McBride is number 12. And the full forward line, you have Martin O'Malley at 13, you have Colin May, the captain at 14, and Paul Ward is wearing the number 15 jersey. So that's the Charlestown lineup. Moving on to Aamore. Aamore lineup, that's the latest. In goals is number 5 Welsh. Justin Kay, Niall Freeman, and Kieran Harrison is the full back line. Brendan Harrison, Tom Ford, and Colin Coffey is the half back line. David Kenny and Kenny Feely are in the middle of the field. Fergal Bowles, Darren Duffy, skippers at number 11, and Robert Lyons at number 12. And the full forward line, Connor Lyons wearing 13, Alan Freeman wearing 14, and James Lyons wearing 15. The Charlestown Tigers are Paul Jordan, and the two sectors are Noel Gallagher and Paul Kay. The Aamore one is Jimmy Ryan. Referee Joe Henry.
Welcome to a resplendent Charlestown, Father O'Hara Park here today for the live stream of this crucial Train-Law Mayo Championship first round encounter between Aghamore and Charlestown. I'm joined here on co-commentary duty with one of the Sarsfield's legends, Kieran the Bunny O'Connell, who will be providing the co-commentary today. There's 2 changes to the Charlestown team that's named in the programme. Tom Parsons, the Mayo County star, unfortunately has failed a late fitness test and he's been replaced by Patrick Lenihan, and also Damien Ward has been replaced by Ryan Duffy, who's making his championship debut for Charlestown. Other than that, it's an unchanged team for Aghamore as per the programme. So we're just waiting here where the warm-up is in full flow. Blockbuster crowd here. The hill over the estate is full. And I'll just get some thoughts here from Kieran on how he thinks today's game is going to go.
Thanks, Bill. Delighted to be here and given the opportunity to speak on the first championship game of the season. It's a beautiful day. Everything looking good for a good game of football. The teams are just finalising their warm-ups, going through their motions. First game of the season, first championship game of the season for the new management team. Paul Jordan, the team manager. And he's helped along by 2 experienced selectors, Noel Gallagher and the great Ronan Kenny. It'll be interesting to see what Ronan Kenny's philosophy and what he'll bring to this team. He's known for his flamboyant style of football and dress, some people say. But time will tell.
We see Peter Veazey there in full flow, going through a few last minute drills. Peter, a key member of the backroom team as well.
What does Peter bring to the team?
Experience, I would say. He's been around the setup for a long time now.
He's done it. And won it all.
He's seen it all. Junior, intermediate, senior. We're just about to kick in now to the national anthem.
Just apologise for the delay in the start of the anthem. There was a minute's silence for the anthem.
That's the alternative version of the Irish national anthem, given the good weather today.
Probably a good time, Bill, to mention our sponsors today.
Yes, this game has been brought to us today by Charlestown Tool Hire and also co-sponsored by Katie's Bar and the Broadway Restaurant, fine establishment run by the club's own Paddy Breheny. Paddy is flat out washing dishes, so he's unlikely to make it here today. As Kieran said, a shout out to our overseas listeners, Declan Divley, who's on a course with NYPD at the minute in New York. He's tuning in live. Dean O'Connor in some bar in New York, I'm sure, is tuning in. Gary Kinney in Australia. Fergal Walsh in Shanghai.
Pat Murray, E. Brune in Galway, live streaming into the pub, he's telling me.
So we're just about to get started here. Perfect conditions. A light breeze blowing from...
Big blow to Charlestown. Tom Parsons unable to start, so we have, is it Jack Riley that's taken up the midfield berth and he's on the ball.
So Jack Riley in as far as Paul Ward. Takes a touch. In there to Paddy Linehan making his championship debut as well. Too eager there, foul on Niall Freeman. Bit of afters there, Paddy will be from good stock. And it's a free out to Aghamore.
Very important to get a good foothold in the game early on. Remember last year we played Gary Moore in the first round of the championship. They gained a foothold and we struggled to get back into the game, so it's vital we get into the game early.
Good ball into corner from Jack Riley into Paddy Lynn, and he's out in front, but a good hand in there by Kieran Harrison to shepherd it out over the line, so it's a line ball to Charlestown. So Paddy Wedge kicks it in to Paul Ward, beaten there by the cornerback Justin Kelly. Ball is scrambling loose. Foul there surely. No, not given by the referee, but it comes out to Gareth O'Donnell, one of the senior members. Jack Riley playing at number 11, but lined out at number 11. It has a shot off the post, and the Aghamore fullback sweeps it up out to number 12 Robert Lyons. They're working around the half back line and they work it out to Fergal Boland,
fresh from his under 21 victory a number of weeks ago, so I'm sure he's going to be high in confidence.
So here's Colm Caulfield on the ball around the middle of the pitch to his wing-back colleague Brendan Harrison, of course a star with the Mayo senior team. 5 county players on show here today from the Aghamore team, so a very strong outfit. It's in there Fergal Boland, another Mayo star, into Connor Lyons. He takes a touch back out to Darren Duffy, the captain today for Aghamore, and he wheels it back to Robert Lyons. Kicks it into the corner, but a bit too much on that. It's gone out for a line ball.
Looks like already, Bill, with Charlestown are playing the defensive system. They have a sweeper back. It looks like David Caffrey is sweeping back. He was picked in the half forward line, but looks like he's playing around the half back line as a sweeper.
That's why you're on co-commentary, Bunny. The wealth of experience and tactical awareness you bring to the setup. You're quite right. David seems to be sweeping in front of the full back line here. So anyways, back to the action here. That's a free for Charlestown.
It's probably the first game in a long time championship game where he doesn't have his brother there, Mark Caffrey, a veteran of so many championship battles over the years. He'll be a big loss there in the half forward line.
So back into the action anyways. Paddy Linehan has the ball. Nice turn by Paddy in as far as Gareth O'Donnell. He kicks a high ball in towards the centre. Jack Riley is under it. Oh, it breaks the goalie as well, but Jack Riley has it.
Come on, ref!
Contentious shout for a penalty there, not given by the ref. He plays the advantage, and Aghamore scramble it away.
I think that looked
like a penalty, Kieran. What do you think?
It looked very much like a penalty there. Very unlucky that Jack didn't get it.
What a misjudgment.
As the goalkeeper did make a huge mistake there and allowed Jack Riley the opportunity to get.
And down here in the middle of the pitch, looks like he's injured his ankle here, as Tom Parsons there is shouting on advice from the sideline. Huge loss today for Charlestown not having Tom in the lineup. So that man is back up on his feet there, the Aghamore man. Quick slug of the water, badly needed today. And Aghamore get us restarted. Bit of afters there on the full forward line. So we have Kenny Feeney kicks it in. He's free there. Fergal Boland is away. He's on his bike, followed closely by Niall Murphy, but he takes a shot. It's a good effort, and that's the first score of the day.
It shows the confidence of the lad. He's high on confidence after that superb performance down Ennis 2 weeks ago. He's definitely one to watch.
So that's the first score of the day from Fergal Boland from all of 40 yards. A sweetly taken score.
Niall Murphy will have to be on his game today to keep tracks on Boland. He seems to be a dynamo.
In goals today for Charlestown is Kenneth Brennan, the son of the legendary bomber Tom the Bomber Brennan, veteran of many a county championship performances for Charlestown down the years. So good luck to him.
He's passed on all his tips of kickouts. He was the legend of the kickout, Tom Brennan.
Now Charlestown kick it short in the row away with Gareth O'Donnell up the pitch. He's bombing away. He's made 10-15 yards. A sweet ball into Jack Riley on the 21. Jack has burst in two shoots. Great save by the keeper. That was a lovely move by Charlestown.
I know there was a goal on there, but I really think that he should have taken the point, get the score on the board, and, as I say, get a foothold in the game.
Aghamore breakout here now with number 4 number 4 Kieran Harrison, but he's well shepherded by Charlestown. But Justin Kelly brings it away. And he sweeps it out the pitch. They've got an overlap here. Number 11, Darren Duffy, the captain, is in space in the middle of the pitch. Again, he aims for that right corner, but it's swept up by Enda McLaughlin.
Freeman was nowhere near that ball. He seemed to have misjudged it. Another man trying to make a big impression with, I'm sure the management team will have some of their scouts out here this evening. Rochford and the boys will be carefully monitoring a number of players here today.
So here's Patrick Welsh, number 2, with the ball, just approaching the halfway line. He's made good yardage. He kicks a super ball into Ryan Duffy, his half-back colleague. Ryan making his debut today. He's on the 21-yard line. A speculative effort to cross the goals. It's scrambled clear by the goalie and cornerback combination. And Aghamore break it away. And it's here now with Fergal Boland, who's working it up the pitch again. They're very stylish on the ball, this Aghamore team. And that's a good ball in there on the 50-yard line to James Lyons. James Lyons, he offloads it to Fergal Boland again. A speculative effort from 40 yards, but that drifts harmlessly wide. They're certainly playing a stylish brand of football here on Aghamore.
Absolutely, yeah. They're moving the ball fast down the field, and they're looking for Boland the whole time. He's looking for Freeman, but Freeman doesn't seem to be making the moves at the moment. Charlestown have had a lot of possession, but no scores on the board, and that's worrying at this early stage of the game. Okay. David Caffrey now is carrying the ball out the field.
6.5 minutes gone here in a resplendent O'Hara Park. Here's Jerry McLaughlin, brother, of course, of the cornerback in the McLaughlin, to Martin Mulvaney, another senior member, into Jack Riley, who's finding pockets of space around the pitch. He's certainly Charlestown's danger man on that forward line. He steps inside. He's 30 yards out. He's been pulled and dragged. He's 21 yards out. He has a pop, but the keeper fists it away, and it's out for a 45 for Charlestown. Jack is certainly the danger man, Kieran, on this Charlestown team.
He's got on the ball a lot of times in the first 6-7 minutes of the game. The only thing is that we're not making all this possession count. We need to get a score on the board. It looks like Colin May. I was talking to the selector there a couple of weeks ago, Ronan Kenny, and he's telling me that Colin May is one of the few players in the county that's confident of kicking a 45. So let's see how he challenges this one.
As we said, conditions are perfect. A slight left to right breeze, favouring Aghamore, I'd say. But it's May is an expert place kicker. So let's see if he can tie up the game here. Huge crowd here at the game today. Local neighbours, of course, East Mayo neighbours, as May strikes it cleanly. Unfortunately, it drifts left and wide.
There's a well struck 45, but just tailed off at the very last minute. So again, we're still waiting for our first score. Small bit of a breeze, alright, yeah. We're against the breeze, kind of going from left to right in favour of Aghamore in this first half.
Crowd is certainly getting raucous here. There's a lot of movement going on, a lot of positional changes. They've pressed up on this short kick out. They're pressing on their own full back line, but they managed to scramble it clear Aghamore as they move up to the. Colin May gives away a needless fee there on Fergal Boland, but the referee pulls it back. He's not going to let that one away.
Experienced referee up today, isn't it? Jerome Henry. I saw he was enlisted on the panel for the linesman panel for the 2016 Inter-County Championship, so congratulations to him. We have a sub already on the Aamore.
Looks like there's a change coming on, yeah. Number 27 Ross Egan is on for number 13 Conor Lyons, so a blow for Aghamore early on. Not too sure what happened there, but he's walking sluggishly off as we get underway again. And again, it's Boland is the Boland.
Impressive so far.
So Aghamore have a free around the centre of the park, and it's kicked into Justin Kelly, the cornerback, who's pushed forward. Again, Kelly receives it back again. He's moving inside the 40. He passes it inside to Robert Lyons. Robert Lyons to Darren Duffy, the captain. He's 40 yards out. He's coming into traffic. He takes a touch. He passes it out to his colleague who's just on the pitch, Ross Egan, who takes a shot at goals from 40 yards. And unfortunately, it's just wide. He's just into the action, so we'll forgive him that one. He's acclimatising with the conditions.
Charlestown struggling to get any meaningful attack going at the moment. There are a lot of possession in the back line around the midfield, but struggling to get their forwards on the ball.
Kenneth Brennan restarts it again, and Gareth O'Donnell fields it scrappily. He's surrounded by 3 Aghamore players, but he takes the free and he kicks it into Paul Ward, who's out in front. Takes it well with the Aghamore cornerback Kieran Harrison on his shoulder. He gives it into Gareth O'Donnell, who squares it to Pat Welch, son of the legend Patine Welch. Pat moves up to the halfway line. He dummies around one. He passes it off to Colin May. Colin Fist passes it over. He's inside the 40-yard line.
Joe
McBrien over to Patrick Welch again, and here's Ryan Duffy, the corner half-back, who hits a speculative one back the way to Gareth O'Donnell. Gareth hits a 20-yard pass, beautiful pass into Paul Ward. It's scrappy at the minute, but here's Charlestown are still coming on. Charlestown are still coming. Niall Murphy, he's fouled on the 30-yard line. That's a free into Charlestown. We need this one, Bunny.
Absolutely. So Colin May is going to step up for this one. I'd imagine he'll put it on the sod. Very badly needed point here at the moment. So hopefully Colin can do the necessary and tie us up.
So 11 minutes gone here in Father O'Hara Park as Colin May sets himself.
About 30-35 metres out, isn't it?
30-35 metres out, just inside the left hand post. A good chance for a kicker of his stature. He strikes it sweetly, and that's straight over the bar. Great score by Colin May, and we're all level here after about 12 minutes of play.
That should settle the lads down nicely, because they've plenty of possession. It's just a matter of picking the right pass and delivering the ball into the forward line.
It's very congested currently around the middle of the pitch. A lot of bodies in there as the Aghamore keeper gets the game started. He kicks it out to the 30-yard line to his half-back. He's motoring up the pitch. Joe McBrien is trying to keep with him. There's Brendan Harrison. He kicks it in low and hard. It's scrappy. Into McLaughlin picks it up. A good break by into there. Niall Murphy picks up the pieces and he picks it over to Ryan Duffy. And Niall again. Niall has a more speed alright, and he's away from one man. He's motoring up the left hand side and his arm is pulled. Jerome Henry gives a free. He takes it quickly into Marty Mulvaney, who's coming up the centre of the pitch. He's made 5, 10, 15 yards and he's fouled. So Colin May, he takes it quickly into Paddy Linehan. Paddy unfortunately can't stay on his feet and it's broken away from him by the Aghamore man. It's up the field to Fergal Boland. He's got acres of space, Fergal. Joe McBrien is trying to keep with him. He's making 10, 15, 20 yards. He's inside the 21-yard line. He passes it out to his captain Darren Duffy, who takes a shot. Unfortunately, that's drifting harmlessly wide. Boland's getting into a lot of space, Kieran. He needs to be picked up.
Yeah, I don't know who's meant to be picking up Boland, but he's getting on a huge amount of ball, and he seems to be the outlet for Aghamore at the moment. Charlestown seem to be unsure to pick him up, which I'm a small bit surprised because they would have known about his ability coming into the game. So hopefully they can tighten him down, because I think so much of the ball is going through Boland at the moment.
And Kenneth Brennan restarts the game. It's fielded brilliantly there by Gareth O'Donnell, who brings it into Inda McLaughlin. Inda's name are Patrick Welch. And Inda delivers a long ball in by Gareth O'Donnell again to Patrick Lynn, and he can't hold on to it, unfortunately. And the centre back for Aghamore, Tom Ford, picks it up. He's surrounded by 3 Charlestown men, and the inevitable free transpires as Aghamore get us underway again. It's Brendan Harrison on the ball, county player. He hits it into his colleague, his midfield colleague Kenny Feeney.
The referee seems to be pulling up a lot of that type of pulling the jersey today, so the lads will have to take note.
So Aghamore get us started again with the substitute Ross Egan. He hits it in there. Number 12 has it, Robert Lyons. It's tippy-tappy football across the centre of the pitch. The cornerback Justin Kelly has it at the minute.
Charlestown seems to have the defensive set up fairly well at the moment. They haven't really pushed back, which is great tackling back.
Here's a dangerous situation. Here's Brendan Harrison on the ball. He's motoring up the right hand side. It's into the danger man Boland again. He's 35 yards out. He hits it across to Brendan Harrison. He hits it into Alan Freeman. Freeman is pulled. He takes a look up at the post, but again it's harmlessly wide, and Aghamore Kieran are going to rue these missed opportunities.
Absolutely, I think that's 4 wides Aghamore have kicked. Aghamore have kicked in the first 15 minutes or so in the first half, so they are playing with the advantage of a bit of a win. So they'll probably be a small bit disappointed that they're not ahead in this game at this stage of the game. So from our perspective, it's about consolidating our position in the game and maybe getting a few more scores on the board. Defensively we're strong. It's the final third where we're falling down a small bit.
Back to the action. Patrick Welch here around the centre of the pitch. He gives it to Colin May. He rides one tackle. Unfortunately he's fouled again, and there's a lot of this niggling fouls going on at the minute. And Jerome Henry is no doubt going to pull out the card very, very soon if this continues.
Colin May looks in very good shape now this year. It's the first game I've seen him, and I see he got the captaincy, so he's obviously in tip-top shape and hopefully making a big impression in the championship this year for Charlestown.
He certainly looks like he's benching. He's all there. Now we're underway again. Gareth O'Donnell. That's a loose one by Gareth, unfortunately. It's to the midfield man for Aghamore, David Kinney, who hits in an immediate pass into the full forward line to Ross Egan, the substitute. He hits it across to to James Lyons, who hits it into the halfback Colin Caulfield, who takes a shot, and again harmlessly wide. That's about 6 wides I make out now for Aghamore.
6 wides. Six wide, so it's a very low scoring game in absolutely perfect conditions. No excuses for some of the wides today.
We're underway again. It's into McLaughlin. He's on the halfway line to Patrick Welch. He hits it inside to Gareth O'Donnell. Gareth, he moves forward, elegantly strides. He makes 10 yards, 15 yards. He's up to the 30-yard line. He's bursting through a pace, and he's fouled again. And again, another further pull of the jersey.
Superb play there from Gareth. he caught the ball in midfield and drove on 20-30 yards to get him into a scoring opportunity, and he was dragged down by one of the Aghamore players. So this leaves us with an opportunity for free on the 20 metre mark there, and it looks like, is it Martin Mulvaney that's stepping up to take responsibility of this kick? Martin on his left foot.
Martin, of course, a native of just behind the wall here at the pitch. His old fella could be watching from the window if he wants. And that's Martin kicks. And Charlestown have gone into a 2-1 lead. Certainly against the run of play, given how the game has shaped up so far. But Charlestown will welcome that. 2-1 the lead.
Absolutely. Aamore, I'd say, will be scratching their heads wondering how are they behind in this game after all the possession they've had. Really noticeable the pressure play Charlestown are putting on. That maybe is Ronan Kenny's influence on the team.
Yes, they're certainly playing a high press. The goalie is struggling for options from the kick out, and again he kicks that one straight out the pitch to Patrick Welch from Charlestown. Patrick now is around the midfield. He's looking for options. He has his half-back colleague Jerry McLaughlin here on the ball, and he hits it into Niall Murphy, the speedster. Niall has his hands full today with Fergal Boland, but he's inside the midfielder. He's made 10-15 yards. Niall, he's on the 30-yard line. He's still going. He's held back. Unfortunately, he spills the ball in the tackle, and it's there to be won. It's on the ground. The referee gives a hot ball.
Jerome Henry thinks it's a hot ball there, I suppose. I think it looked like the right call at the time. No one seemed to be claiming responsibility of the ball. They'll miss Tom Parsons for the throw-in here. I'm sure it'll be Garrett going in.
This is where Ronnie Kenny excels now, the special teams. He'll have a man lined up for these hot balls, these throw-ins. This will be something they've worked on. It goes loose. Unfortunately, it's a free out to Aamore. Didn't see much in that one, whatever happened, but there's a Charlestown man down. It's midfielder Garrett O'Donnell, who they don't want to lose.
Absolutely not. We're struggling at the moment in that position, so we could not do without the influential Garrett O'Donnell today. He's struggling on the ground, but I think he's going to be okay. The medical team are into him.
Fiona Halligan is in the medical team, as Kieran said, with the magic sponge. One splash of water and Garrett's up again.
Superb athlete Garrett is. Aghamore working the ball out now on their own half-back line. Brendan Harrison.
Harrison evades one tackle. He's pulled back again, and again another sloppy stoppage of play.
Coming into it, Bill, isn't there?
There's 19 minutes gone here at Father O'Hara Park. Charlestown lead 2-1. Aghamore attacking up the left hand side of the pitch now with their number 12 Robert Lyons. He hits a loose enough pass in there to his midfield colleague David Kenny, who spreads the ball wide. They're coming through the middle of the pitch here now. They've made ground. It's James Lyons on the ball, and again another cheap free given away there. Jerome Henry, 30 yards out.
Had played the advantage, so he pulled it back. I don't think we could disagree with that one. He was pulled, his arm was pulled.
This is a relatively straightforward chance for a free taker of Alan Freeman's capabilities. It's 30 yards out, front of the goals with a breeze. This should tie up the game at 2 points apiece.
Alan Freeman, I'm sure he's hoping to get into Stephen Rochford's team for the championship in a couple of weeks' time, so he'll be looking to put a big score on the scoreboard today. Hopefully the Charlestown boys can keep him under wraps. That's a point.
It's straight over the bar as expected, and 2 points apiece. 21 minutes gone here in Father O'Hara Park. It's a very tight and it's a very tactical game. It's both teams trying to outwit themselves, but Charlestown look to have got their tactics spot on in terms of they're pressing the Aghamore kickouts at every opportunity, and there's very little space now around the last 10 minutes. They've certainly tightened up on the danger man Fergal Bowl in the last 5 minutes.
What advantage, Bill, do you give the win there? Do you think Aghamore, it's definitely in their favour, I think?
It is at the minute, but I'd say very little. Here's Kevin Dignan now. He's working the ball up to the middle of the pitch, up to Joe McBride. Joe spills it in the tackle, but as he spills it, he's fouled by the Aghamore man, and another niggly flea. And the Aghamore man looks to have hurt himself while committing that foul. So we'll have a stoppage in play.
It's a warm day out there, so the benches will play a big part in the match today, especially in the second half. Charlestown are down a number of key individuals, so we'll be who in the bench will be looking to make impression today? Is there anyone there that we can to do a job in the second half for us if we need to throw in?
In a late development as the team news evolved, we got word that Aidan Higgins has come out of retirement, and he's been named on the bench. Apparently he was clamping turf this morning. He got the call.
And excellent man to bring in a game like this in the second half when the game is in the melting pot. A man of his experience, and ability on the ball.
He's certainly maybe the wrong side of 40, but he'd pass for a 20-year-old, and he's still in superb shape. So he'd be one, I think, definitely a calm head to be looking to bring on with the need in the closing stages of the game.
The bench, very youthful bench there.
Yes.
Players.
A lot of young fellas, when you were a young fella, these bucks weren't born, so we're not in a position to comment too much on who they are. We'd know a lot of their old fellas. So Charlestown get the game underway again. It's Jack Riley. He's been quiet in the last few minutes. He passed it inside to Gareth O'Donnell. Gareth is motoring again. Lovely style on the ball. He passes it backwards as to Colin May. Colin into Kevin Duigan, who's made a burst from half-back. Lovely exchange into Jack Riley. He's 20 yards out. He passes it out. Martin Mulvaney on the ball now from 30 yards out. Unfortunately, he drops that one short into the goalie's hands. But that was a nice move from Charlestown. A wasted opportunity as Aghamore break again. Ross Egan has the ball around the centre of the pitch. He's looking up for options. He decides to take on into Patrick Welch. He's passed him, and another niggly foul, and Jerome Henry is surely going to get the book out sooner or later for a lot of these niggly fouls.
That, yeah, I'd imagine the yellow card won't be too far away. If it was rugby, we'd definitely be in sin bin territory. At this point of the game, we might say hello to our chairman today, Liam Breheny. I think he's unable to be at the game. He's broadcast live here today, and we'll hopefully see you later on in the evening to celebrate a big win.
That's another niggly free, and it's straight in front of the post again for Aamore, 30 yards out.
It's that man Boland again.
So 23 minutes gone. Alan Freeman has what looks like a straightforward opportunity to put Aghamore 3 points to 2 ahead. As Kieran said there, we extend our congratulations to the club chairman Liam Breheny, his young fella James celebrating his confirmation today. An extravagant gala banquet dinner down in the Diamond Coast, we believe, in Inniscrone. I think there's 200 seated. Liam, of course, well connected around the county with his chairmanship, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of guest of honours at that from the county scene. So we wish him and James and Denise and the family the very best. I'm sure he'll be frequenting the pubs at Charlestown later, hopefully celebrating a good victory as Alan Freeman puts Aghamore 3 points to 2 up.
It's all freeze at the moment. The referee seems to be that sort of man in that sort of form today, giving freeze. Any slight pull of the jersey or pull of the togs, he's given the freeze. So Charlestown are going to have to be on their game and watching that freeze, because when you have the likes of Alan Freeman and they're taking freeze anywhere inside the 40-yard line, it's inevitable he's going to put the ball over the bar.
He blows the whistle again there on the ground following another.
The referee is going to have to stamp out this niggly fouling and maybe give a card to settle things down.
Definitely, but Charlestown will be happy here at this stage, 3 points to 2 down, but certainly Aghamore dominating the possession stakes.
I think so, yeah. Even though we're a point down in the game, we've had a lot of possession, but we're struggling to gain a foothold in the forward third of the pitch. Gareth O'Donnell is driving on well, but he needs to get some of his teammates in the inside forward line on the ball a bit more. Colin May and Martin Mulvaney, the two experienced men in the full forward line, the ball just needs to get into them a bit quicker, because I think they have the beating of their men if the ball gets into them well. Jack Riley started very well, but he needs to get on the ball a small bit more as well.
So Patrick Lennon looks in some pain over there. Fiona Halligan, the team physio, is tending to him at present, but a number of subs warning up. Ronan Kinney is out there putting them through their paces, stretches, dips, bit of yoga.
It's a nice
get them all in the mix.
So Ronan and Noel Gallagher
absolutely
bring oodles and oodles of experience and know-how.
Noel of course was part of the 2001 Connacht winning senior team, so he brings a wealth of experience, as you said, Kieran. Ronan with his first foray into management, but
it brings back all the memories.
The bench is very animated at the minute, Charlestown. I think they've concern genuinely over Paddy Lennon here, and it looks as if Paddy's not able to continue. He's been held from the pitch, so that's a big blow for Charlestown. Paddy had just started getting into the game and he'd won a few nice balls.
Very unfortunate. Patrick had just replaced Tom Parsons at the start of the game, so now we're 2 men down really in that position.
So Patrick Lennon has gone off and he's been replaced by the previously mentioned Aidan Higgins.
The Charlestown team, number 28, Aidan Higgins replaces Patrick Lennon. Aidan Higgins for Patrick Lennon on the Charlestown team.
Aidan looks like he's picking up a full forward berth, but I've no doubt he won't stay there too long. As Charlestown get us underway again with a free, it's broken up by Aghamore. It's scrappy and it's another niggly free. referee really needs to let some of these go. There's too much stop-starting in this game.
The crowd are getting a small bit frustrated, and I understand their frustration, because it's very, very much a stop-start game, as you said. You know, in perfect conditions, it should be a joy to watch the game this evening, but unfortunately, the referee is calling up too many niggly frees.
So here's Aghamore on the 40-yard line. It's passed back to James Lyons, who shoots, and that's a fantastic score from James Lyons. And that puts Aghamore 4 points to 2 up, and that's their second point from play.
4-2 up, Aghamore, yes.
It's 27 minutes gone, so we're coming close to the half time, and Aghamore are beginning to get in the groove here a bit. Their superiority is beginning to tell. Yet another free is given away just on the halfway line.
Charlestown, I don't no doubt, won't be happy with the return of 2 points for 27-28 minutes of football in perfect conditions.
So here's Gareth O'Donnell on the ball over towards the right hand side of the pitch. He's looking for options. There's not much. He's smothered up, but again the referee blows the whistle. It's stopped again.
To be fair to Gareth O'Donnell, he has really led the charge well in the opening half. He's got on the ball and driven hard. He just needs a number of his colleagues to do the same.
Here's David Caffrey on the ball now around the middle of the pitch. He's looking for options again. That's a good ball in. Jack Riley is on the ball. He's 30 yards out. He turns in on his left. He swings it. That's a fantastic score by Jack Riley.
Absolutely, that's something we've been saying about the whole game. Jack Riley, huge talent for Charlestown. If he gets on the ball, he's very confident in his own ability and can kick a point left or right foot. That was a superb score.
So that brings it back to 4 points to 3 for Charlestown, or to Aghamore, as they take a short kick out here. Charlestown have contested the kickouts very well, but this one goes to Tom Ford, the centre back. He passes it out to Robert Lyons.
Very important part of the game, the last couple of minutes of the half.
So here comes,
hopefully we can keep Aghamore scoreless. We might.
Kieran Harrison, he drops it in long to Alan Freeman, but that's gone out over the in line. Freeman's been kept well under wraps in this first half.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's Patrick Welch that's taken him
in the McLaughlin.
Andy McLaughlin that's taken him up most of the first half. He's played very well on him at the moment. He hasn't given him a sniff. Freeman, the only points he scored is from the place ball. So disappointing mistake there. That's
a mistake there by Charlestown. Kinnerbrin in a short kick out, but it was inside the 21, and the referee's going to hop the ball. Showing his inexperience there a bit, but Jerry McLaughlin, an experienced campaigner, shouldn't really have called for that ball. So it's going to be a hot ball now on the Charlestown 21-yard line. It's scrambling, and Jerry McLaughlin tones for his error with a great catch. Gives it out to David Caffrey. He's fouled, and yet another free is given. That's taken quickly to Ryan Duffy, who's had a confident start down the right half back berth for his debut. It's into Joe McBride. Joe McBride kicks it, but that's a loose one, and Aghamore burst up the pitch. It's Fergal Boland again, the danger man. He goes round Niall Murphy. Niall does well to hold him up. He passes it out to his midfield colleague Kenny Feeney. Feeney passes it in to Robert Lyons. Looked like he overcarried there, but the referee didn't give it, and it's back out to Darren Duffy, the centre forward, and there's a bit of indecision there, but the referee has given it. It was dubious. It looked wide, but the referee has given it.
But he just sneaked. It's just sneaked inside the left-hand post there,
and that puts Aghamore 5 points to 3 up, with just under 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Important for Charlestown to finish the half on a high, I think.
So Kenneth Brennan kicks it out. Joe McBride and both Jack Riley are in it, and it ends up coming to the Aghamore midfielder David Kenny. He turns inside Niall Murphy. He gives in a lovely ball to Fergal Bowl, and he's one-on-one with the keeper. He jinks around the keeper, and that's the first goal of the game to Aghamore. Very, very easy goal to give away like that. They were split wide open.
He took a lot of steps there. 7 or 8 steps to me it looked like he took there, but the referee Jerome Henry obviously thought it was within the rules, but I'm not so sure. I think he overcarried the ball there.
He got in far too easy though there, Kieran. It was like the Red Sea parting there. Absolutely. 2 men took out half the back line.
The whole game, Boland has been got on the ball so many times in the game with nobody seemingly picking him up. Here's Jack Riley on the ball. So Charlestown looking for an instant response.
Jack Riley hits it in long to Joe McBride, but it breaks away. We're in the first minute of injury time here. Scoreline now takes on a very different complexion as Aghamore lead 1-5 to 3 points. There's a free out there on the 21-yard line. It's going to be taken by the cornerback Kieran Harrison, who pays it back to his goalie Niall Walsh. Walsh takes a solo. He hits a 30-yard pass, a dinger of a pass up there to his corner forward, James Lyons. A beautiful pass. He in turn hits a great ball in, but Kevin Duggan gets a good fist on it and it goes out over the end line.
Did we see the board up? How many minutes is he playing?
Not too sure now.
Rick, the electronic timekeeper.
We're into the second minute of injury time here, and Aghamore looking to push on and consolidate on their lead. They're on the 21-yard line. They're making inroads here. It's the midfielder David Kinney. He bursts through. He sidesteps one. He pops it up, and that's another score for Aghamore.
You may remember I said a number of minutes ago, I said that I was hoping Charlestown would be finishing the half well, but unfortunately it's Aghamore who've taken the game by the scruff of the neck, and is that 1-2, 1-3 without reply?
It's 1-6 to 3 points, as Kieran said. That's 1-3 in the last 5 minutes, and it puts a very different complexion on the score as we go into third minute of injury time.
What last score was that? David
Kinney, yeah.
David Kinney, another man.
Charlestown have another man down here injured on the half back line. It looks like it's Patrick Walsh who's calling for medical attention. Unfortunately, it's a case of the walking wounded here for Charlestown.
You'd have to say, Bill, the power of the under-21 success is obvious to see here today. Kenny Smartin from the victory 2 weeks ago and Boland, both key men on the pitch here today. They seem to be playing with a bit of a swagger at the moment, the two boys.
Absolutely. Kenny and even Harrison there from the half back line, he's starting a lot of the attacks. It's that trio there as the referee produced the first yellow card of the day to Kevin Duggan of Charlestown. Not too sure what that was for. Must have been a bit of back chat as Kenneth Brennan gets the game underway again. Niall Murphy has the ball. He's pulled back again.
Charlestown very badly need to get a score to go in the half time on a bit of a high. They're really under pressure at the moment. 1-3 we said without reply in the last 5 minutes. So it's the management team are going to have a lot to say at half time to try to get the guys back.
So here's Gareth O'Donnell. He's motoring again, and again he's dragged to the ground. Come on, referee! That's the second time in the space of 2 minutes. That has to be a card.
Has to be a black
card. Intentional pull down.
A hand trip, black card.
It's David Kinney. This will be a huge loss for Aghamore if he's given a black card.
Very, very super challenge really in injury time.
Yes, as you can see, David Kinney has been given a black card, so
very clear.
He'll take no further part in today's game. The correct decision. He pulled the man down by the letter of the law. He had to go. So that's a bit of a boost for Charlestown, but still the trail 1-6 to 3 points as we're deep into injury time here. So they have an opportunity. Colin May is sizing this up. It's about 30 yards out. Doesn't suit really a right footer, but he's going to have a cut at it. David Kinney looks dejected there. He's walking off. That's the end of his game, unfortunately. As Colin May prepares to strike this, he doesn't kick it well, unfortunately, and that's drifted right and wide. So it remains 1-6 to 3 points as surely the ref is going to blow it up now. The sandwiches have arrived here. The bunny is going for a tuna and cheese.
Colin Garvey replaces David Kenny on the Aamore team. 17 Colin Garvey for David Kenny.
Colin Garvey has replaced David Kinney as a result of that black card.
The management team of Paul Jordan, Ronan Kenny and Noel Gallagher have it all to do at half time.
We're in the 5th minute of injury time. Not too sure where all this injury time came out of, but we go on anyways as Alan Freeman has the ball here. He passes back to the man just on, and there's the half-time whistle.
As I was saying, the management team
Half-time score 1-6 to Aamore, 3 points to Charlestown.
The management team have it all to do. 6 points, a 6 points lead for Aghamore going into the half-time break. The Charlestown boys are going in with their heads a bit down, but they have to keep the hope, and that there's a half an hour still to play. Who knows what can happen in the second half.
Right, time for tea and sandwiches.
See, there's a bit of a breeze and everything, is there?
Oh, yeah, there is, yeah.
Good. Now we're back. Team's just getting ready to get the second half. Doesn't look like there's any changes on either team. Charlestown, of course, have made an enforced substitution, as have Aghamore and Inda Kenny. David Kenny, their star midfielder, has been black carded.
Has got stronger in the favour of Charlestown, so hopefully we can make use of it. And
big shout out to Podsy Horkin there. Seen him coming in, no doubt at half time, so he didn't have to pay. Standing over there looking tanned, sunglasses, shades on.
A player like him we missed today, a fella like on the ball who gets an opportunity. At what level? Now, I think it's important that we get the first score of the second half, just to get
that old cliche, the first score.
Freeman is gone to midfield, as one of our colleagues
in the media informed us. Alan Freeman has moved to midfield. Here's Kenny Feeney driving up the middle of the pitch. He's well held up by two Charlestown men. He comes out to Darren Duffy, the captain. He's 35 yards out. He hits it inside there to the corner forward. Ross Egan, he steps inside. He's well held up by Charlestown. Superb defending by Gareth O'Donnell, who's hauled to the ground.
Bit of pulling there, but the referee seemed to let that one go, so maybe he's going to let the game play a bit more freely in the second half. Let's hope he does. Here's
Gareth O'Donnell now. He hits it out to Niall Murphy. Niall can move, but he drops it and he loses momentum. He's away again, but he's fouled again by Alan Freeman.
Any stats on the free count, Bill, there?
It's definitely over 20 anyways. We're not at that level yet that we provide in-depth analysis. And Aidan Higgins is fouled again, just as we say it, and that's a free in for Charlestown, just about on the 30-yard line, so straight in front of the post. So hopefully this will open Charlestown's account in the second half. With the aid of a fairly strong breeze, so I'd be expecting column A. It's in the centre to go about 35 metres out. Definitely well within his compass. A score Charlestown badly need at this stage of the game, early in the second half, to get a foothold of the game and get things moving.
What's your favourite distance? 35 metres. Everything is 35 metres.
It must be 34 metres maybe.
34 and a half. As May steps up and kicks it straight over the bar. So Charlestown, a good start in the second half. That brings the score to 1-6 to 4 points.
That's Colin May's second score, both from place balls. We'd like a bit more from Colin from open play, so let's hope he gets the ball a bit more in the second half.
Aidan Higgins is playing orthodox full forward, Bunny. Haven't seen him in there in a long time. What's the reasoning behind that, do you think?
I think they're going to try to play the long ball into him. See, Aidan uses his cuteness and ball winning ability maybe to win a ball and lay it off to one of the fast incoming forwards. I think that might be the tactic the management team are trying to play in the second half.
Now Aamore get us restarted. Justin Kelly has the ball up the left hand side of the pitch. He hits it into Ross Egan, number 27 on his back. He sidesteps into McLaughlin. He rides another tackle. He hits it across the pitch to Alan Freeman. Alan tries to burst inside. Patrick Welsh holds him up well. He sizes up the post. That's short and easy for Kenneth Brennan, who restarts the game. Now Charlestown have a bit of space here with Paul Ward as he comes towards the centre of the pitch. They've men over here. Gareth O'Donnell. Niall Murphy is inside him. Gareth, he's on the 40-yard line. He sizes up. He looks at the post. That's a wide ball. That's a wasted opportunity. He had men inside him.
Absolutely. It was a Niall Murphy that was on his shoulder. He probably should have given the ball to Niall Murphy, and who was powering up like a train. Bad miss there in the end. Point badly needed for Charlestown. Struggling to get a score from play in the game.
Now Niall Welch kicks it short for Aghamore. Short kick out. They're motoring up the sideline here on the left hand side. Aidan Higgins is trying to track back Kieran Harrison. He's still going. He's made 40 yards at this stage. He turns inside to Fergal Boland, the danger man. Boland takes a couple of steps. He's well shepherded but foul, says the referee, by Kevin Dignan. That's a harsh enough free to give away. Kevin is already on a yellow card. He's dicing with death here at the minute. This should be straightforward enough for Alan Freeman.
Looks like Freeman usually takes these from his hands. I'd imagine. Yes, he does. How's he leaving on the side? No, he's taking it up. Freeman about 27-28 metres out. Just to the left of the goals. Perfect for a right-footed free taker.
You'd know all about frees, Bunny. Third in the under 13 Fela under 14-yard free taking competition. Do you remember that?
Absolutely. It seems like yesterday.
A left footer as Freeman sizes up the angle and he pops that over the bar. That puts Aghamore 1-7 to 4 points up. So a healthy lead.
That's 3 frees for Alan Freeman. As the lead by 6 points in the game, 1-7 to 4 points.
Now Charlestown get us back underway. Is there a kick in this Charlestown team? Jojo McBride up the left hand side. He looks up. He steps inside his man. He's making ground. He hits it to Niall Murphy unexpectedly and Niall spills it. Alan Freeman on the ball now for Aghamore. He hits a nice ball in to his corner forward James Lyons. James takes a solo, gives it back to Freeman. Here comes Tom Ford up from his centre back berth. He's in acres of space. He looks up, he steps inside. It's actually Kenny Feeney. He hits in a lovely ball to Ross Egan. He shimmies. He's inside into McLaughlin's inside. He's pulled on the back, unfortunately. That was a free.
That could be a black card, I wonder. Is the referee?
Jerome Henry is calling him over. It could be a black card.
He pulled him back.
I'm not sure. I don't think it was a black card offence. Get the rule.
Giving him the benefit of the doubt, I think.
The bun going through his Rule 42 rule book here, the GA.
The jersey, but obviously the referee was happy enough to let him off. Freeman again looking for his another
6 minutes gone and Aghamore lead here 1-8 to 4 points as David Caffrey gets the game restarted. Jerry McLaughlin, he bursts up the middle. He's past the halfway line. He's looking up. He gives a short ball, but unfortunately that's a wayward pass and that's easy pickings for the cornerback for Aghamore.
Again struggling to get the forward line motoring at all in the second half.
Here's Kenny Feeney now for Aghamore. He hits a long ball into Ross Egan, who's certainly picking up a lot of ball and showing well in the first 5 minutes of this half. He's surrounded by 2 men from Charlestown, Patrick Welch and Inda McLaughlin, and Patrick does superbly to get the ball off him. As Inda McLaughlin comes away with it now, Gareth O'Donnell looked like he was fouled, but he passes inside to Niall Murphy, who offloads to McLaughlin.
A bit of afters there, Patrick Welch and Boland. Paddy Welch giving it plenty.
There's some fisticuffs going on here off the ball. It's hard to keep up with everything that's going on.
The handicap.
Jack Riley in the meantime bursts through. He's 40 yards out as a bit of fisticuffs continues in our offshoot. It's hard to know what to look at here. Jack is fouled, but he keeps playing. He's surrounded by a number of players. He shoots under pressure and it's well wide as Charlestown number 4 and Aghamore man continue to pull and drag each other.
They're testing the fabric of the jerseys, there's no doubt about that.
The linesman seems to be on top of it though. He's called over the referee Jerome. Hard to see who was really at fault there, but
that was more handbag stuff. I wouldn't really look too much into it. The linesman is in on the pitch, but I don't see anything too major happening there now. I'd say it might be a couple of yellow cards. That's about all. The crowd are getting a bit vociferous there on the left hand side in the sun.
Marty Fleming's not happy with something.
Looks like Paddy Welch and Boland are probably going to pick up 2 yellow cards. That's what I'd be thinking. Even though there's been a lot of frees in the game, it's been played in a pretty good spirit.
You called it right again, Bunny. 2 yellows. Paddy and Fergal Boland. And it's a restart here from Niall Freeman.
They're going to have to start thinking about a goal.
Or 2. As Niall Welch drives it up the pitch. Patrick Welch is under it. Reads it well. He drives it in. Colin May is into space. There's a great ball. Colin May unfortunately has it. He's kept it in. But the Aghamore fullback Niall Freeman robs his pocket and he offloads to Colin Garvey, who came in for David Kenny, who was black carded in the first half.
The full forward line, Bill, struggling to get any foothold in the game. Absolutely, balls going in there but not being won in the full forward line. They're going to have to start thinking about playing a different type of ball in because it's not working at the moment.
Here's Aghamore now, Colin Caulfield. He's driving up the left hand side of the pitch. He's 2 Charlestown men on him, but he offloads to Kieran Harrison. A superb tackle there by Patrick Welch, who knocks it out over the end line, and then he proceeds to be flattened by the Aghamore man. Surely a hot ball, referee. No, the referee doesn't deem that to be a hot ball. He's sticks with his original decision of giving a free in. It's James Lyons on the ball from the sideline. He gives it in short. It's Alan Freeman now, 14 on his back. He looks up, he's on the left hand side, he's well left of the goals. He's shepherded by Niall Murphy. He turns inside, offloads to James Lyons. It's all very too easy at the minute for Aghamore as they're side kicking the ball across the pitch. Brendan Harrison now on the ball. He offloads. Harrison gets it again. 30 yards out. Harrison, an injection of pace, and he's inside the Charlestown cover. He takes a shot, and that's a super score by Brendan Harrison. That's showing his county stature.
He's renowned for that on the Mayo senior setup this season. Huge pace going forward.
That puts Aghamore 1-8 to 4 points up, and you'd say barring a couple of goals, this isn't looking too good for Charlestown at the minute.
Absolutely not. 4 points to show after 35, 40 minutes played in the game. It's not a good return.
Now Niall Murphy, he hits it in long, but again, that's George McBride does well. Gets his hand on it. He's fouled. And a free in. A free in there from about 35 metres.
It's about 35 actually, yeah.
Or thereabouts. Again, Charlestown's only joy seems to be from place balls.
We've only scored 1 point from play as far as I can remember now in the game, and that was Jack Riley's very early in the first half. Colin May has scored 2 points from place balls. Jack Riley scored 1, and Martin Mulvaney scored another place ball. So 1 point from play in what is it 40 minutes gone? Colin May steps up. It looks like it's on its way. It's over the bar of the line. The umpire goes for the white flag.
Yes, that's a score for Charlestown, and that brings the score to 195 points with 11 minutes gone in the second half. We definitely need a goal.
I said it a few minutes ago, we need a goal, but at the moment it just doesn't look like where that goal is going to come from.
It appears now Aidan Higgins has moved out the pitch. It looks like Martin Mulvaney. Aidan is certainly hovering around the midfield. Freeman now, who's seen a lot of ball in the early parts of the second half. He offloads to Colm Caulfield. He passes inside to his halfback colleague Brendan Harrison. It's with Freeman again now, marauding down the left hand side of the pitch. He's got Kenny Feeney inside him, but he opts to go long into the corner to James Lyons, who turns inside Jerry McLaughlin. He steps like he overcarried.
Jerome Henry seems to be missing the number of steps in the game today.
Freeman has it now. He's 30 yards out. He looks up at the posts. He's composing himself. He passes out to Fergal Boland, who's been quiet so far in the second half. Freeman again.
It seems to always have a man over.
Passes back to Brendan Harrison.
Again, marauding up. Harrison's going to the outside.
It's Colm Garvey now on the ball. He's waiting for support. Passes back out to the captain, Darren Duffy, who's...
We were pushing up a lot in the first half, but we seem to have dropped off the pace in the pressure stakes at the moment.
It's all too easy at the minute for Aghamore as they leisurely pass the ball around the midfield. Darren Duffy over to Brendan Harrison. Harrison into Colm Garvey. Here's Kenny Feeney now as he turns inside the Charlestown man. It's a long ball into the corner to Freeman. Freeman offloads again. They're inside the cover here. Fergal Boland, who strikes the ball over the bar. This is just too easy for Aghamore at the minute.
That's Boland again. He was quiet for the first few minutes of the second half, but he's got on the ball again and punishes Charlestown. Left him too much space yet again. I think that's 1-2 or 1-3 for Boland.
110 to 5 points now, and it really is uphill for Charlestown.
No obvious place for the kick out at the moment. Brennan kicking it long. Jack Riley going to the ball.
Jack's under it now as he moves inside. He plays a good ball into Joe McBride. Joe turns,
have to work a goal.
Offloads to Aidan Higgins. He's been quiet since his introduction. Unfortunately, that's a wayward pass which is easily picked off by Kieran Harrison as Aghamore look to build again from the back. Justin Kelly passes inside to Robert Lyons, who's very deep. Charlestown defending well, and they've turned it over. Gareth O'Donnell now has the ball. He's free. It's around the neck. Surely a free, referee.
Free right in the corner there, left hand side of the field. Suitable for a right-footed free taker, right, but very difficult free. This is for Colin May.
Again, we'd like to thank our sponsors for today's show: Charlestown Tool Hire, Katie's Bar, and of course the Broadway Restaurant.
Without their support, this would not be possible.
Without their support, they wouldn't be able to pay the bunnies big salary of at least €300 for this.
Colin May stepping up. It looks like it's over.
It's a good kick by May.
Free, just about keeping them in the game. Colin May was that's his third point from place balls from Colin May.
And it's 1-10 to Aghamore, 6 points to Charlestown. 13 and a half minutes gone in the second half.
Like 4 for me, actually.
We're looking over at the Charlestown bench there, and there doesn't seem to be much activity at the minute.
Is that the only 3 scorers, Bill, we have today? Is it Colin Martin and Jack Riley?
Appears so. It's just too easy for Aghamore at the minute as they play the ball around their half back line. Kenny Feeney now looks to inject a little bit of pace. He passes over to Colin Garvey. They're still in their half back line, but now they've got space, and Fergal Boland, as ever, is an outlet, and he's made 20 yards here without laying a hand on him. It's back to Freeman. Freeman hits it inside. A lovely ball into Ross Egan again. Ross is faced up by Enda McLaughlin. He turns him inside.
Blocked, good block.
It's a good block by Enda McLaughlin, and Kenneth Brennan has the ball now, and he offloads to Niall Murphy. Niall is looking for options. He turns inside his man. He puts on the jet burners. He's away. He's made 10 yards. He's got Aidan Higgins on the left, Jack Riley on his right. Jack looks up. He has Aidan Higgins on his left. He hasn't seen him. He goes for an optimistic high ball in that Joe McBride just can't get his hand on. It was a good idea. Just a little bit too much on the...
Aidan Higgins was free on the left hand side. It probably was a better outlet. It's no need to push it that hard yet. They'll still take our points. There's still 15 minutes left in the game. The goal wasn't on at that particular point. I think we should have played the easier pass out left, Aidan, and maybe worked into a better scoring opportunity.
Charlestown look like they're making a change here. Key. I'm just trying to get a handle on who's coming in here, or who's going off, should I say.
Craig, I think, is it? I can't see his number.
Kiefer Craig is number 22, and he's entered the fray, and it looks like it's for Joe McBride.
22, yeah, you called it right.
Kiefer, yet another championship debut for a Charlestown player today, so they're blooding a lot of youth.
Number 22, Kiefer Craig, with number 12, Joe McBride. Kiefer Craig for Joe McBride on the Charlestown team.
Certainly the good weather is proving very attritional out there, as the Aghamore number 7 is getting some treatment here at the minute, Colm Caulfield.
It's going to be just looking forward to the next couple of games, Bill. You know, if we can't turn this game around, we have Ballintubber away, and then we have I think it's Hollymount at home.
Yeah, Hollymount, intermediate champions, All-Ireland finalists last year. Ballintubber, we all know what they bring to the table, so this was an important game.
Up against it if we can't get something out of this game.
Certainly work to be done on the training ground, but it has to be said we're struggling with injuries big time, and any club to lose a player of the calibre of Tom Parsons,
absolutely,
you know, going to feel it. Now back to the action. Aghamore here driving forward with Kieran Harrison. He passes inside Freeman. Freeman seems to be available all the time.
He's definitely come more into the game, Freeman, in the second half. They moved him out the pitch, out to midfield. He's using experience, left or right. He's well able to spray a pass.
But that move breaks down now, and Niall Murphy has the ball, and he hits in a long ball. Speculative though, and Aghamore sweep that up and with no problems as Justin Kelly covers there back in the corner back place, and he hits it out to his centre back Tom Ford. Tom Ford offloads again, and it's out here with Colm Garvey. He's marauding up the left hand side of the pitch. He passes back to his centre back again, and Garvey gets it again. Good catch there by Ross Egan, and he's hauled to the ground. Free doesn't give it, but Fergal Boland from 20 yards. 1-3 fan here today. And with a little over 10 minutes to go, this game is looking like it's dead and buried, as Aghamore stretch their lead to 111 to 6 points.
Charlestown heads are down with 10 minutes to go. They're looking for inspiration around the pitch. They're missing their talisman Tom Parsons, so it's important that they finish the game out strongly.
There's an Aghamore man down here on the half forward line. It's Ross Egan, but he's back up to his feet. Little slug of the Ishkabaha, and he is already. That's Kenneth Egan. Killen Brennan restarts the game. Jack Riley picks it up now in the middle of the pitch. He's looking for an outlet, but that's a very speculative pass across the pitch. Kiefer Craig is looking to get on it, but that unfortunately is overhit.
And very comfortable on the ball in the last 10 or 15 minutes. They look like they're confident in what they're doing and finishing out the game. Charlestown struggling to get any foothold at all in the middle third of the pitch, which we've been saying from the very start of the game. Really, they've struggled in the forward line. Aghamore, as you say, look like they've an extra man in the pitch, and that's without their key man David Kinney, who got black carded late in the first half.
Aghamore here now, and the attack, it breaks down. Charlestown recover the ball. Jerry McLaughlin hits it out to Niall Murphy. Murphy has acres of pitch in front of him as he drives into it. We really need a goal here in the last 10 minutes, at least one goal. He steps inside one man, spills the ball. Patrick Welsh now has it. He offloads to Gareth O'Donnell, who's been quiet in the second half. Gareth hits it across to Martin Mulvaney. He hits it inside to Jack Riley. Jack's inside. It's a tight angle. He's 14 yards out. He hits it across the goals.
Penalty.
It's taken down spectacularly by Kiefer Craig, and then it's swung at by Ryan Duffy, who's got a point on his debut, his championship debut. That's Charlestown's second point from play, and it comes from the debutant halfback Ryan Duffy, soccer style.
And it took all of how many minutes in the second half for just to get a second point from play?
So with 9 minutes to go, it's currently Aghamore 111, Charlestown 7 points. As Charlestown make another substitution, and Aidan Higgins looks to be leaving the fray again. He's only recently been introduced, and Sean Linehan is coming into the pitch. Of course, Sean, brother of Val, who's on our technician here today, and the cameraman Ray. Sound is brought to you by Mary, and the stand for the microphone was made by John.
Sean bringing a wealth of experience. Could be the man to drive on.
Sean Linehan replaces number 28, Aidan Higgins. Sean Linehan for Aidan Higgins on the Charlestown.
So the ball's loose. Aghamore scrape it away. They're on the burst. It's Kenny Feeney again, plowing up the middle. He's got his half-back Colm Caulfield on his shoulder. Egan dummies in, Feeney dummies in, and kicks it over the bar. He ran 30 yards there unchallenged. It's just too easy for Aghamore at the minute. That brings the score to 112 to 7 points.
Aghamore playing a nice brand of football, breaking well from midfield, and they seem to have the forwards that can score. Maybe it could be an outside bet for the championship this year, who knows. Here's
Alan Freeman bursting through again, and another cheap free given away just outside the 30-yard line. And Jack Riley, a bit too much verbals for the referee Jerome Henry, who has brought it into the 21-yard line, and it becomes an even easier chance. But as you said, Kieran, Aghamore definitely going on today's show, an outside bet for the championship.
Absolutely, yeah. They're looking at they're looking at Ballintubber and Hollymount and thinking if they can pick up another 2 points, they can get into the knockout stages. Just see there's something happened there. There's a bit of afters with Jerome Henry.
Looks like there was a bit of verbals there, and David Carfrey looks like he's leaving the pitch. It's a black card, we understand.
Second black card of the day. David Kinney got one late in the first half.
And it looks like we have another debutant coming on the pitch here, is it? Looks like young Aidan Hopkins is making his debut. I haven't seen so many debuts since Man United about 2 months ago. It really looks like the focus is in bringing in the youth.
Freeman 25 metres out.
Let's hope they're a bit better than the United boys.
You expect Freeman to put this over the bar. 4 points from place ball. This is number 5, I think, from my records. Right in the middle of the goals. Over the bar.
Freeman straight over the lat. It's 113 to 7 points, and there's just a little over 5 minutes left here.
What's your view, Bill, on the county men today? Freeman, has he done anything to show that he could play a part in Rochford's first 15 this year?
He certainly comes to life in the second half, but it's hard to gauge, Kieran. It's been too easy for him out there around the middle. He's certainly picking up loose ball, but there's sterner tests to come. It's gone very flat here now. Charlestown, there doesn't look like there's a goal in them. Here's Brendan Harrison again, marauding up the centre of the pitch. He's done a lot of damage in the second half. Into Alan Freeman, he's 21 yards out, he's going for goal. There it is, Alan Freeman puts the nail in Charlestown's coffin.
Funny, we were just mentioning Freeman, but he took it very, very confidently, sidestepped his man and calmly slotted it into the left hand corner.
That's 1-5 for Alan Freeman today, and that brings it 2-13 to 7 points, unfortunately.
Disappointing scoreline, I suppose. Charlestown had went into the game high hopes of, at least putting in a performance and being competitive for a lot of the game, but Aghamore have been worthy of dominated the second half.
Fergal Boland now into Ross Egan in the corner. He looks at the posts.
That was the forward line. I think the Aghamore forwards have been far more dangerous than Charlestown's. Comfortable on the ball and able to kick scores.
It's a speculative effort there from Kenny Feeney, easily swept up by Kenneth Brennan. He hits it out to Jack Riley. Jack now comes up to the halfway line. He's looking up. There's very little option though on the full forward line. There's very little movement. He passes off to Gareth O'Donnell. Gareth looks up, plays a nice ball in. Paul Ward has on the ball now. Paul into Colin May. He's 21 yards out. Back to Paul Ward. Paul Ward, unfortunately, that pass goes astray. Wins it back though. He's crowded out by Aghamore men though. Back to Sean Linehan. Blocked down. Great block down. Niall Murphy has it now. Speculative effort from Niall Murphy, and that goes to the left and wide, unfortunately. It's just not happening at the minute.
No, it's just one of those days where the moves that I'm sure the practice in the training grounds just has not taken off in the game. It just has been a disappointing result and performance from a lot of players that they're going to have to go back to the training ground, and I'm sure tough talking at the end of the game from the management team, Paul Jordan, Noel Gallagher and Ronan Kenny. What do you think they'll be saying to the dressing room after the game?
I'd say it'll be heads up, lads. It's still all in the first round of the championship. There's still 4 points to be played for. As the referee hops the ball here for a delay by the Aghamore goalie Niall Walsh.
I suppose as you mentioned, Bill, a number of times, they are missing the talisman Tom Parsons. It probably has hit them harder than maybe we imagined at the start of the game, but at the same time we were looking for people to stand up, and not enough players probably on the pitch have stood up today.
No, you're right. Damien Ward also missing, another key player for Charlestown, and as I see here, Paddy Linehan, who went off in the first half, looks like he's on crutches, so we wish Paddy a speedy recovery. As Aghamore again come on the attack. Don't know how many times we've said that in the second half. And it's Kenny Feeney who's been at the heart of everything that's been good about Aghamore in the second half. He's carried a power ball. He kicks it in there now. Turns inside. It's the captain, Darren Duffy. He's inside the cover. He's in the 14-yard now, and he's looked like he was taken around the neck, but the referee didn't give it. Fergal Boland has it now. And that's another score from Aghamore. Lovely shot there by Fergal Boland.
He's been the star performer on the pitch today. As I say, 2 weeks after the tremendous victory down in Ennis, Boland has carried that form through to the championship. And at this rate of playing, he's going to be a key player for Aghamore in this year's senior championship.
Paddy Welsh hits it forward now. It's well taken by Paul Ward. He hits it into Jack Riley. He's looking up, but there's plenty of Aghamore men back. Gareth O'Donnell offloads to Sean Linehan. Injects a bit of pace into proceedings. Jack Riley now.
Has to be a free.
Looks like it was a free, and the referee gives it a free on the 21-yard line in front of the post.
What do you do in this sort of situation? Time running out, looking for a goal. Does he put it over the bar? I think he's no option but just to put it over the bar at this stage of the game.
It's 2 minutes left, and Jack Riley pops it over the bar and brings the score to 2-14 to 8 points. It would appear as consolation at this stage, as Charlestown will need a couple of goals to get back into things, and they just don't look like getting one.
No, Aghamore have been very solid in defence. They've limited Charlestown to 1 or 2 half chances, but apart from that, they never look like conceding a goal. While at the other end, Aghamore have been far more dangerous in attack. They have played a very nice brand of football, and forwards winning ball and able to kick scores from left or right.
So Aghamore on the ball again with Colm Garvey. Freeman, beautiful ball over the top of the cover in the halfway line. Tom Ford, he hits it into centre forward, the captain, Darren Duffy, into Ross Egan, who's been a very good outlet all day since he's come on early in the first half. That's a good ball across the pitch here. Looks, is it gonna, no, just goes a bit too far for the Aghamore man, but he's inside the cover.
Harry
again. It's out to Freeman. Freeman takes a stretch. Steps over carries.
Carried too much there.
Good decision by the referee.
Telegraphed it. Referee brings it forward. Charlestown emptying the bench. Someone else due to come on. Who's that? I can't see across.
Looks like another
Another Freeman.
Looks like Brian Sheeran, is it, number 18?
They're pulling the jersey. It could be a black card here. He pulled the jersey, but referee again seems to let it go. Given away by Charlestown very, very cheaply.
Freeman on the ball again. Kenny Sweeney again. He seems to have been picking up oodles of possession all the second half. Steps inside. Looks up. Steps inside another man. He's 30 yards out. He's motoring. He's 20 yards out. He's gone straight through the cover. Looks like another goal. What a goal by Kenny Feeney, but far too easy. Ran uncontested from the halfway line. And unfortunately, it's turning into a bit of a rout here for Aghamore, and that brings them to 3-14 to 8 points as we move into injury time.
With Kenny Feeney there, number 9, all the way through the game.
Yeah. Certainly for the second half for me, he's been the standout performer. You could pick from a number of players. Fergal Boland, Kenny Feeney, Tom Ford has been good. Ross Egan I've been very impressed with. Charlestown, any standout performers for you?
Gareth O'Donnell very good in the first half. Jack Riley tried hard. Patrick Welch played well. But unfortunately not too many more have performed what's needed in a senior championship game here this evening. As you said, it's the first game of the season. Can they pick it up going forward? That's the challenge for the management and team.
So Brendan Harrison into Ross Egan again.
I have to say it's my first time seeing Aghamore, and I think that they will have a part to play in this year's championship. I think they'll definitely challenge Ballintubber for the top spot in the qualifiers this season.
As we watch Brendan Harrison tap over another point, he's another fine performer on the day here today for Aghamore.
Let's just not forget that Aghamore have won the Under-21 championship last year, so they've come with a wealth of talented players, underage players, and they have the bit of experience with the Freeman there that has the experience with these underage under 21-year-old players. So it's no surprise that they're starting to make a mark on the senior championship. They qualified for the knockout stages last season. I don't know if you remember that. They played, I think it was Castlebar they played in the quarter-final. Castlebar bet them comprehensively in the quarter-final, but they did qualify from a tough group, so they are a team in the making. So it's we can't be too surprised with the progress they're making.
They certainly look a well-drilled outfit on this showing today, so as we said, still 4 points to play for. So Aghamore
home game to come, I suppose that's going to be a crucial one with Hollymount. So if we can, we're probably going to have to go to Ballintubber and probably get something out of that game, and then possibly beat Hollymount. It's a big ask, but it's not over just yet. It's only the first game of the championship.
So we're deep into injury time here. Aghamore comfortably leading 3-15 to 8 points. They're just running down the clock now at this stage, waiting the final whistle. That's well taken. Paddy Welch now. He has the ball on the halfway line. He has to drive it in long. See, is there a goal in it? He drives it into the edge of the square. There's 2 Charlestown men in there, but fortunately he goes out for a 45. So this will surely be probably the last kick of the game.
Scored 3-15 to 8 points. So it's
Sheeran fella come on there, no?
I think if you don't even look at where the Charlestown scores came from, mostly from place balls, only a handful of scores from play, and you're never going to win a championship game with that sort of return.
Gareth O'Donnell with a shot from about 40 yards, drifts to the right and wide. That looks like it's just going to be about it, and the referee's going to allow another kick out. The Charlestown crowd seem to be slowly exiting the stadium.
The evening was a lovely evening for a game of football, so we can't blame the conditions.
So Niall Welch kicks it out again. And there goes the final whistle. Final score, Aghamore 3-15, Charlestown 8 points. A disappointing afternoon's work in what's fabulous conditions here, but all to play for in the next 2 games, Kieran.
All to play for. We started the game well. In the first half. Unfortunately, we probably didn't get the scores we got when we had all that possession. The number of times we probably could have taken scores, we didn't take them. And from that, the turning point of the game, I think, was the the goal Boland scored in the first half. The last 5 or 6 minutes of the first half, Aghamore scored 1-3, 1-4 without reply, and that's really where the game was won and lost. I think after that we were chasing shadows, and Aghamore ran out convincing winners in the second half, deservedly so. Much the better team on the day, and lots to work on for Charlestown. And I suppose Aghamore maybe the team to watch.
Big thanks to our sponsors today: Charlestown Tool Hire, KD's Bar, and the Broadway Restaurant, as the two teams exchanged pleasantries. Disappointing day here in Charlestown today.
Disappointing, but I suppose it's the team is very much in team building at the moment. You know, a lot of the older, experienced players are no longer with us. But it's definitely a younger team. It's a team for the future. So I suppose we can't get too pessimistic about it. And hopefully the lads can put in a better showing against Ballintubber in the next round of the championship. And I'm sure they'll probably have a number of league games before that they can play a bit better maybe, and lead to better performances all round.
Yeah. We'll have to say thanks to our broadcasting team here, the two Linehan brothers, who've done a sterling job. It's like Sky Sports desk up here. Social media team, Snapchats, Twitter, Facebook. You wouldn't see it in Sky Sports. We don't know if we'll be broadcasting the next match.
I hope we get the opportunity.
Currently, Liam Breheny is... Declan Divley is over in America negotiating with NBC. We may have a live stream for the next game, providing Declan comes back with some good news.
Based on today's results, I don't think they'll get us again to do another match.
Based on today's performance, you'll probably see the bunny on the Sunday game next. So that's it, over and out.